voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
Okay, it's the Viper 4567 here with my Extreme Rules review. So, this was obviously on last night. I watched it this morning. Didn't watch the show live because I just didn't want to. Overall, it's a decent good pay per view. I must say. I wouldn't say it was great or anything like it was worthwhile. Well, I wouldn't say wow that pay per view was awesome, but it was watchable, very watchable. On the pre-show, El Torito defeated Hornswoggle in the VLC match. Apparently, it was a very funny match. I might watch it later on, but I'm not going to review that match because there's just no point in reviewing a small man's match, basically. So yeah, so apparently it was funny. I saw some highlights on the show itself, but something that wouldn't really interest me particularly. So, excuse me. So yeah, so this was in the Izon Center in Arena, or whatever it's called, in East Rutherford, New Jersey, and over 16,000 people. So yeah, so the first match is the three-way dance between Cesaro, RVD, and Jack Swagger, which Cesaro won. I must say it was a good opening match. I must say I really enjoyed it. The right guy went over on this match. Cesaro, fuck RVD or Jack Swagger. Like, to be honest, like RVD had no business winning this. Would have had no business winning this match. So Heyman talks about Extreme Rule and says WWE have got it right for one time, and basically you know why he talks about the streak, blah blah blah. Don't boo Paul Heyman. They should worship the new Paul Heyman guy, which is Cesaro. So nice uppercut from Cesaro, nice suplex from Swagger, then a heel kick from RVD, and then a monkey flip that sends Cesaro onto Swagger. Big boot then from Swagger. Swagger, that's a good one. Swagger and Cesaro. RVD then with a sunset flip powerbomb on the outside from RVD. Nice clothesline then from Swagger, and RVD then gets him in the ring for 2. Swagger bomb gets 2, and then Cesaro goes for swing, he gets a spinning heel kick from RVD. Patriot lock then from Swagger. Lovely uppercut then from Cesaro. Cesaro with the superplex basically from the second rope, basically, and then RVD with a 5-star Fox Splash that gets rid of Swagger. That shouldn't have got rid of Swagger, because if you know it was kind of like he didn't know what the fuck was going on, so obviously that wasn't the finish, but Swagger was the first to go anyway, apparently, so yeah. Cesaro then with 3 gut wrench suplexes, that gets 2, then a German also gets 2. RVD then with a heel kick from the apron to the bar, you know, the fucking move. That gets a fucking massive big ECW chance. Rolling Thunder gets 2. Split legged moonsault then gets 2. Chant from the crowd of "We want tables." He misses the 5-star frog splash. He hits the garbage can. Cesaro gets up, then gets ready for the neutralizer and plants him on the trash can, and that gets the win for Cesaro. So yeah, so a pretty decent opening match, very good match, 3 stars easily, really good match. Stephanie, you see Daniel Bryan in the trainer's room, or doctors, or whatever you want to call it. Stephanie comes in and says, "I know you're the last person you want to see. I can't control the demon, can't control Kane. I don't know what he's going to do. I'm scared for you and for your mother and Bray. You don't have to wrestle tonight. You can forfeit the title to Kane." Stephanie Bryan just goes, "Get out of my face. I'm going to be the champion. I'm going in as the champion, and I'm going to come out the champion." So yeah. Next then, Alexander Rusev defeats Xavier Woods and R-Truth. A genuine squash match, really, to be honest. Though, to be fair, it's it's supposed to make Rusev look like an absolute monster. I have no problem with this match, really, because it was what I was, basically. Rusev with a lovely super kick, then he comes back, then he rams Truth into the barrier. Then a nice base suplex on the outside on Woods. Heel kick then from Truth, he comes back a bit with a missile drop kick, a scissors kick, then gets 2. Lovely heel kick then from fucking Rusev, and then the Accolade gets the win after the match. Then Rusev then with another fallaway slam on the outside afterwards after the match. And the doctors attend to him. So okay, like, I give it a star because at the end of the day, like, it was what it was. But like, it made Rusev look like an absolute monster. So I'm gonna give it a star. Probably overrated. I've seen some people give it a dud. Yeah, people said it wasn't bad, but then why give it a dud, really, to be honest? Give it half a star or whatever, but I give it a star. Then Renee talks to Evolution. Evolution's t-shirt is disgusting. Like, whoever designed that should be fucking fired. Simple as that. Our egos are going to be our downfall. Those egos are well deserved. The Shield will perish, and you can believe in that. So yeah. Then we have the Intercontinental title match. Bad News Barrett defeating Big Boss Man. I was going to say Big E. Okay match, decent enough to win the IC title. Crowd chant for Barrett. Big E is basically the heel in this match. Lovely kick from Barrett. Diving elbow from the apron from Barrett. Then suplex then from Big E. Suplex then from Barrett and gets 2. Big boot then from Barrett. Another big boot then from Barrett, and then a belly to belly from Big E. And then another one. Big E then with a spear through the second rope that sends both of them onto the outside. Windsor Change gets 2, and then Wasteland gets 2. Big E then goes into shoulder first into the ring post. He comes back then with a big splash, and then basically the win comes where Bad News Barrett gets the bullet hammer. So a 4-time Intercontinental Champion is Wade Barrett. So yeah, so it wasn't a shite match at all. Actually, that I was expecting it to be, but give it 2 stars. So far 3 out of 3 in terms of my predictions. Then the next match, and I was really surprised by this match actually, being 4th, was the Shield defeating Evolution in a very good match. I was certain this was going to be the main event. This should have been the main event in my opinion, but what can you do? Brawl to start off with, Shield then clean house. Or actually, before I start talking about this match, Evolution kicked the fucking shit out of the Shield. For the majority of this match, Rollins and Ambrose were basically like, Roman Reigns didn't really do a whole lot in this match if you think about it. Like if you think about it, like towards the end, like himself and Batista were together, but like I think he spent maybe just less than 10 minutes, like hardly any time in the ring. So like it just shows really something. Orton hangs Rollins in the ropes, face busting from Triple H gets 2. Batista gets tagged, then he get obviously booing. Batista with a boot to the face of Rollins. Rollins then with a suplex on Orton. Nice insecure from Rollins, and drop kick then from Ambrose. Then a cross body, nice close down from Ambrose, and then he gets the figure 4 in. I think it was Orton, but Triple H breaks it up. Reigns goes for spear up, misses, and he goes into the steel steps. Batista chance, or Batista I should say, from the crowd. Close down from Batista gets 2. Lovely drop kick, then that gets 2 off. Lovely drop kick actually from Orton, that gets 2. Lovely spine buster then from Triple H, that also gets 2. You can't wrestle chance from the crowd at Batista. Big boot then from Batista, and then a DDT from Ambrose and Triple H. Reigns comes in, cleans house. Splash in the corner from Reigns, nice drop kick on the apron drop kick basically. Rollins then with the flying knee from the apron, from the top rope. Superman punch to Batista from Reigns, triple powerbomb, then now he gets 2. Rollins misses a suicide dive. Triple H then with a pedigree on Reigns. Batista covers him, now he gets 2. Orton with an RKO on Reigns. Batista covers again, but now he gets 2 thanks to Rollins. So Triple H and Orton are kind of, you know where the timekeepers are. Ambrose just fucking runs from both the announcers' tables and then onto the both of them. So fucking funny. Excellent spot though. Triple H, Rollins and Ambrose and Orton all fighting to the crowd. Rollins, they're basically over by, they're coming down the stairs, and then there's obviously a big fucking, what would you call it? Kind of the stand part, you know, the wall. And basically Rollins just jumps off it onto Orton, Triple H, and obviously Ambrose. That was fucking beautiful. I'd say one of the best fucking, basically a suicide. If you miss that by an inch, your career could be gone. Because obviously you're going on to solid concrete. So spinebuster from Batista. He goes for the Batista man, but Reigns counts it into a Superman punch. And a spear from Reigns and Batista gets the win. So yeah, so overall a pretty decent match if I'm being honest. 4 stars. I don't know what to kind of really give this match, because the first couple minutes of it was really fucking pathetic if I'm being honest, but like the middle and the end was pretty fucking, the ending of this match was fucking awesome. But I must say overall it was a pretty solid match. I'll give it 4 stars, no problem. I think it was an excellent match. It was really good. I would recommend watching the match. I think it was pretty good. It was slightly better than I was expecting, I must say. And I think I got my prediction wrong for this one. I think I picked Evolution, but still, I did say I wanted Shield to win, but I just thought due to Triple H and fucking burying people and shit. So yeah. So next match then, this is quite a disappointing match. Bray Wyatt defeating John Cena in a very disappointing cage match. I gave it 2.5, but it's still very disappointing. It was I was just no. I'm glad Bray Wyatt won, but it's just the way he won it. Like he didn't win it cleanly. Like why? I'm just getting sick of fucking John Cena. Him and these fucking faggot of fans. Like he's just a superman. He just thinks he's so fucking like he has to. Oh, if I lose, I have to be screwed basically, or the world's against me basically. I'm sick and tired of it. I know WWE are broken it, but then again, John Cena has fucking influence. Use it. Crowd starts singing John Cena sucks. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Clothesline from Bray, Fisherman suplex time from Cena. Cena tries to climb, but he sees obviously Roman and Harper trying to climb the rope. That's the problem also, those two were getting involved way too much. Wyatt rams Cena into the cage and then rams the face of Cena into the cage. Roman runs into Cena from the outside basically, because obviously Cena's up against the cage. The Wyatts get the crowd to sing the whole world in my hands. Cena catapults Wyatt into the cage. Cena looks down at Harper and Rowan. Wyatt gets him in the back of the cage. Wyatt then dances with Cena again. Chokeslam from Wyatt gets 2. Dropkick then from Cena. Wyatt does the spider walk to the door, but Cena gets him back in. Wyatt rams Cena into the cage. Cena rams Wyatt into the cage again. Cena then goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle and gets it. Sit down powerbomb from Cena gets 2, which was lovely I must say. Cena tries to escape, but Roman blocks the door and almost gets out, but Harper blocks it too. So Cena then with a bulldog that gets 2. Harper then climbs the cage and hits Cena, but makes Cena get back in, but Harper gets in with him. Wyatt then with a suplex. Cena then goes to the STF, but Wyatt gets the door but drags him back in. Super AA from the top rope from Cena gets 2 thanks to Harper breaking it up. Cena then with a leg drop on Harper. Cena goes to the door and the lights go out. Lights come back in. A kid is singing, obviously his voice is dubbed over like a fucking, it's like Star Wars. He's got the whole world. And like, the child is singing directly into the eyes of John Cena. And like the face on Cena, like he's like, what the fuck is going on here, like, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I really just don't know anymore. But it was so fun. It was so funny. But Wyatt gets Sister Abigail. Wyatt then just walks out of the door. Bit disappointing in my opinion. I wanted a clean win, but what can you do? Typical Cena, and then basically the Wyatts walk out with the child. So 2.5 stars. That's all I'd give it, really, to be honest. Next then, Paige defeats Tamina Snuka in an OK Divas match. Drop kick from Paige, lovely super kick from Tamina. Tamina rams Paige into Barrett. Paige then with powerbomb gets 2, tilt-a-whirl slam, Tamina gets 2, and a scorpion crosslock gets the win for Paige. So yeah, that wasn't a bad match really, 1.5 stars. But I'm glad to see Paige retain, so another big win. Another prediction right from me, so 5 out of 6 so far. So yeah. I don't know. Now we have the main event. Bryan defeats Kane in a very good Extreme Rules match to retain the WWE World Heavyweight title. Bryan and Kane fight on the outside. Kane hits Bryan with a kendo stick. Drop kick from Bryan. Hurricane Rana then from Bryan from the top rope. Run knee then from Bryan, and then a big boot from Kane. Bryan hits Kane then with the kendo stick. Nice uppercut from Kane, and then Kane with a chair shots to the back of Bryan. Then Kane gets a sidewalk slam on the chair, and that gets 2. Kane then hits his head off the chair in the corner, which he set up. Missile dropkick from Bryan, then a suicide dive as well. Bryan hits Kane then with a television monitor. Then Kane goes for a chokeslam on the tail. Bryan counts it and does a fantastic tornado DDT on the floor. Bryan then rams Kane into the ring post. Bryan then with a kendo stick again. Kane yet again with a lovely uppercut. Kane rams Bryan into the Titantron, which the lights break. So they go backstage. Kane smashes the television. Basically tries to hit Bryan, but he ducks and hits it into a load of, I think it was ice water or water or something, but it fucking exploded. Kane bounces Bryan off one of the television trucks. Bryan hits Kane then with a shovel. I think it was like one of those snow ones. Kane then backdrops Bryan onto the windscreen of the car. Then Kane puts his fist through a car window after Bryan ducking. Bryan hits Kane with a tire iron and keeps hitting him. Then obviously he's thinking how the fuck we're going to get back into the ring. He puts him on a pallet. Obviously lifts him up with a forklift, so it drags Kane onto the pallet, gets him on the floor and drives it back into the arena. Throws Kane back. Kane climbs to the top of the forklift and does a flying headbutt. That gets 2. Kane sets up Kane then with a throw slam, that gets 2. Bryan counters a tombstone with a DDT on the chair, that gets 2. Bryan batters Kane with a chair. Bryan then gets the yes lock. Kane tries to break it, but with a kendo stick, but Bryan gets the kendo stick and uses it part of the yes lock, so Kane gets out of the ring. Bryan goes for another suicide dive, but Kane catches him in midair and then gets him a choke slam through the table. Kane gets the table out, and then he gets under the ring, gets some gas, he pours that on the table, gets one of those fucking lighter things, and the table is on fire. So Kane and Bryan are fighting on the apron, and then obviously Bryan just knocks him off and Kane goes through the fire, and then Bryan then with the knee to the face, and that gets the win. So overall, a very good match, 3.5 stars, solid match. And there is a rumour that Kane and Daniel Bryan will face each other again at Payback at the start of next month. So, which I just don't know. This match was grand, like, because it was Extreme Rules. This is like a normal wrestling match, and this is going to be fucking pathetic, really, to be quite honest. But look, I think it was Batista was supposed to face Bryan at Payback, but obviously he's going to be doing movies and stuff like that. So yeah. So overall, this pay-per-view was decent. Or good. Well, it was good, but it wasn't great. But I would consider watching it. Like, if you want to, like, it was extremely watchable. Like, it's not one of those pay-per-views you say, "Oh, dude, I have to watch that." But if you want to watch, like, it's still very watchable. Like, the 3 good matches really on the card. Well, if the Wyatt and Cena match had been a little bit better, this would have been a very good This would have been a solid pay-per-view. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So I'll be back on Thursday with my Raw review, and obviously with the aftermath of the Extreme Rules. So this was the Viper 4567. Please subscribe, comment, like, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. So take it easy, guys.